Sup everyone, XQWYLOW82 80s here, and today we're racing at Blue Bay Speedway, Infield A, for one of the manufacturing races. Not my best track this one, but let's try to make the best of it. As we go to the grid right now, we have Mike the Player in P3, Phoenix in P5, so a lot of MR cars in the front positions, as we have Sable in P7, Tiger Haze starting in P10, Smokey in P11, Earthquake starting in P12, and we are much further down the grid in P15, Breakers starting in P16, Filippo Calla, our countryman, in P18. So definitely a lot of familiar names in this one. But yeah, I had a very good lap in qualifying, but seems like I don't have a good grid position. So I was quite surprised by my bad starting position, because the lap seemed quite good. As you can see, Breakers behind us, he's closing in. Jaguar very quick onto the straights. It looks like he goes through the inside, but we managed to hold it around the outside. But the next corner goes to the inside. Can we hold it from the Jaguar? As he makes a little bit of contact, which sends us wide and drops us down a position. I think it's just a racing incident, I would say. So still in P16, we start on the hard tires. We also have to use the normal tires, as we get a slight bump from behind. So you just see how much we are struggling with these hard tires. So best not to stay too long on them. Probably 2 or 3 laps at most. But Gr.3, we still stay into the safety of the Jaguar in front. As we have the Viper right behind us. It looks like he's going to the inside. I fear not so much we going to do against the Viper, because he's a little bit quicker onto the straights. So we're not going to fight it too hard, because we are onto the hard tires and we can see he's quicker, and we're going to make our stop anyway. Side bump from the Porsche behind us. It seems like he's going for a move as well, diving through the inside, but he goes way too wide, which I didn't expect. A little bit of contact, and also, yeah, a penalty for me it seems like. So very frustrating. And also a moment at which you can think about giving up, which seemed very likely at this point of the race, because you could just feel how much you were losing track to the cars in front, and also that penalty didn't help as well. But we're still going to continue anyway, so into the pits we go, and we're going to go from our hard tires onto the normal tires. So yeah, definitely 2 very frustrating laps for us. It could be very tempting to just end your race there and say it's not going to be anything for me, because we're starting in P15, and we're also chopping down a lot of positions. Also not one of my best tracks this one, so yeah, that's why probably my qualifying wasn't too good as well, as we just have to serve our penalty here. So didn't have much expectations for the rest of the race. But let's hope it proves me wrong, this one. So we go into the future and onto lap 5. As we have a yellow flag in front of us, seems like somebody has gone off. Yeah, seems like it's a McLaren of FR Mobile. So something has occurred there. Looks like I'm not the only one in this race with bad luck or problems. And let's take a look what happened with Momo as the Porsche goes wide and he just makes a little bit of contact with the Porsche. And we can see a small bump giving towards the Porsche and he goes into the McLaren of Momo. Yeah, quite weird because the Porsche was on the outside and he just ran into him, it seems like. He could have given him a little bit more space because he just ran him off the track, which was quite curious to see. So we have another crash. Seems like it's Breakers this time, who was starting behind us in the Jaguar. As the Porsche goes wide once again and into the grass this time. And also a penalty for him and a penalty for the car in P16. So definitely an eventful race this one, but let's take a look back at what happened to Breakers. As a lot of cars have to serve a penalty, he goes to the inside, a little bit of contact, and the Porsche just weirdly turned into him. Very weird crash because you normally see that someone goes to the inside. He was really ahead at that point, but yeah, weird that the Porsche just turned into him and turned him around into the barrier. As we just saw another penalty, so up to P16 we go. So quite weird incidents in this race. So right now we're on to the normal tires, the quicker tires of the two. So let's hope to gain some ground back. Because we were basically in last position before I made the stop, because we were, I think, in P17. But we also had a 1 second penalty, so that would have dropped us down to P19, I think. So yeah, we could just say we were in last position. So let's try to come back from that. As we see the Porsche behind us spinning and into the barrier he goes. Seems like it's quite a challenge already to just stay on the track. And avoid penalties as well, because we have already seen a lot of people having penalties. But luckily we're still into the mix, we're not driving on our own, we can still see cars ahead of us, so that's still a good sight to see. Because sometimes if you're really slow you just drop behind too far and you see nobody, and it's then a quite boring race. So that's not the case, seems like our race pace is quite better than our qualifying pace. And that's something that happens more often with me, that my race pace is quite better than my qualifying pace. Sometimes, not always. So let's see what this race can still bring us. But you just know if you had a little bit of unfortunate that it's very difficult to get back into the good positions in this race, and also we had to start from a long way back. Luckily we had the opportunity to get rid of our hard tires early in the race, so now we can just push on those normal tires. Looks like we're closing a little bit towards the cars in front. A little bit of train forming from P13 to P15. As you can see the Peugeot going through the inside of the Dodge Viper. And up to P13 he goes. As we can also see somebody rejoining from the track. So another yellow flag right there. As now we're into a train of 4 cars, or if you count myself in, 5 cars. We should have also have the fresher tires of this group, because we pitted onto lap 2. And most of these cars are still onto the tires from the starter race, I think. A little bit of contact between the Nissan and the Peugeot in front. A lot of side-by-side action, a lot of battling. So will that give us an opportunity to go for another move? As you can see, the Porsche also going through with the Viper. So they're still side by side. But also very difficult if multiple cars are battling to just find a gap to overtake somewhere. As you can see, some cars going for the pit. So that's very helpful for a race, because we only have to battle 2 cars right now instead of 4. So that makes our life a little bit more easy. Small bump to the wall, but still alright. So let's see if we can find a gap to go for an overtake. As the Viper goes wide, so we go up the inside, up to P13. As we see, the Viper is still not giving up, and he goes back to the inside. So you're not going to risk it too much, and just go a little bit out of the throttle so that he gets his position back. Just know what aggressive driving we have seen in this race already, so we were quite scared to run a bit wide. And also something the Viper would want to do, probably because the next scorer went to the inside. But let's go into the slipstream right now, and let's try to go to the inside once again, because we're obviously a little bit quicker and we brake a bit later. I think the Viper also braked a little bit early. He probably had seen that I was a little bit quicker, I think, so he just let us go. So very good sportsmanship by the Viper behind us, as he goes a little bit wide into the grass and over to the barrier he goes. Seems like that turn 3 is very deadly in this race, because we also have seen the Porsche going over there. I think it might be as well, because we have fresh tires and the cars behind us just try to follow us along, and they have a little bit less grip, so they end up with 1 or 2 wheels into the grass and off they go. As we see some more cars going to the pit. So it seems like we're definitely making very good progress in this race. Already up to P9, but we still have a pit stop to make. I was quite confused actually that we managed to be in P9 already, but still a lot more racing to come. And obviously we don't know what the other cars are doing, so we just have to focus on our race, not make any mistakes, try to do the best we can and see where we end up after our last pit stop. As we see, the leaders going to the pit. And also the Peugeot in front is going to the pits, I think. Yes, he does. And that will bring us up to P7, it seems like. Just about. And we have the Jaguar of Tiger Race in front of us. But all these cars will have new tires right now. So it will be difficult right now to keep up because we have very old tires, because we went to the pits on lap 2. And these cars have new tires under their car. And that definitely helps. But let's try to stay as close as we can. But we can see the Renault behind us closing in. He goes just 2 wheels onto the grass. We're thinking about not making his life too difficult until this long straight. But I think he's too far back now to try and go for a move. Just have to know your place sometimes. If a car behind you is faster, because he has new tires and we have old tires, so it's quite logic that he's going to overtake you. And it's not our race anyway to battle him, so I don't really see the point of trying to make some cars' life more difficult, because they're obviously battling for positions way ahead of us. But look behind, Phoenix is very close right now. Also a very clean driver, Phoenix, somebody that we raced quite often in the previous races. And up the inside he goes. Really didn't want to hold him up too much. So yeah, definitely a very familiar name for us, Phoenix. So, and also a clean driver, so we didn't want to make his life too difficult. So let's go into the pits right now for our pit stop. Our last of the day normally. So let's go onto the normal tires once again for our last pit stop of the day. And where are we going to come out? Big gap behind us, and we're into P13. So normally, if we don't make any mistakes, that will only gain us positions, because we have made our last pit stop. So every car we pass right now will be a pass for position later in the race, because it's our last pit stop. We're not going to drop any more positions normally. So right now we have a better idea of where we are in this race. So it looks like we already gained some positions, which I'm very happy about. We started in P15, we dropped away to P17, and with that penalty we could have said we were on for a P19 position, but so it seems like we made good progress in this race. So let's hope we can make some more progress. I was really surprised by our pace in this race, because I thought we were going to struggle, but does seem like it's the case. Some more battling in front of us. Seems like the Porsche goes through on the Mazda. It's up to P10 for him, but a slight worry for us can be that there's a big group of cars in front of us. As we can see, the Peugeot tries to go through the inside of the Mazda. So they're side by side. And it seems like the Peugeot's going to go through on the Mazda. But the Mazda just disappears, and the Peugeot also has some problems with it, because he fall back because the other car stopped his race. So on the inside we go of the Peugeot. But he does give it up and goes back to the inside. But yeah, it's quite weird that he fall back, because the Mazda just disconnected or ended this race. Peugeot makes a mistake, into the grass, and back up to P11 we go. So let's try to hunt down the 2 cars in front of us. So luckily for us, the big group of 5 cars in front of us has come back down to P3, or 3 cars. Still quite a big gap to try and close up. Seems like we have a very good opportunity to still finish into the top 10. That would be an awesome result after the struggles of the beginning of the race. Luckily the race was quite long for us, as we can see both cars battling. The Mercedes going wide, but the Porsche has a penalty, so I think they made contact. So we really need to close up right now very quickly, because we want to capitalize on the penalty of the car in P9. But both are still battling, and that helps us to close in a little bit more. So it seems like we're going to get close enough to capitalize on the penalty of the car in P10 right now. And here we serve this penalty, and we comfortably managed to make the move. So up to the top 10 positions. Can we get a little bit more out of this race? We still have P9 in our sights. And P8 as well. A bit further. But still a lot of more racing to come. So we really need to push now to close the gap back up towards P9. And will the others still have to stop? That's also a big question that we have to ask ourselves. But our tires still very fresh at this point of the race. Definitely helps with tire wear if you have burns on fuel, then your tires are not wearing out as quickly as you do with a full fuel tank. Yeah, I don't really know what it is with this track game with me, because I feel like I already struggle in this configuration of the track, especially onto the middle section. But in this race I didn't manage any problems with closing onto the middle section of this track. Guess you just have some tracks you're better at and some tracks you're a little bit worse at. As we get really close towards the back of the Mercedes. And we are right into a slipstream right now. So that will help us to chase him down even more. As we can see, the car behind us goes to the pits. As we are right under his rear wing right now, so let's see if we can make a move somewhere. Let's hope we get a good exit out of this corner. But it seems like we don't, because the Mercedes was just a little bit quicker around the corner. With Gr.3 we're also gaining time towards the car in P8. We can already see P7 as well into the distance. As the Mercedes slightly went to the wall, which will gain us some time on him. But it won't be enough to go for a move onto the first corner. And we are too far back once again to go for a move into the hairpin. So we have to stay behind for now. But he goes a little bit wide. Can we capitalize on that? No, it seems like we don't. So we still have to stay behind right now. We can see his car sliding around a lot, so that indicates us that his tires are starting to struggle, or he starts to struggle in his tires. So right to the slipstream right now. Can we go for a move this time around? Seems like we can go to the inside. So can we hold it around the first corner? Let's see. It seems like we managed to do it, but will he attack us once again? No, it seems like we managed to hold it around this corner as well. And it goes a little bit wide, so the gap is big enough, I would say, that we could start to look ahead towards P8. Don't think he's going for a move right now, because he's already a little bit too far back. And we really have P8 right now in our sights. Who would have thought that at the beginning of the race that we would manage to get up so many positions? As we can see, the Mercedes behind us goes to the pits. I really couldn't believe it that we managed to make up so many positions in this race. And we also have to make the overtakes, which also slows us down a little bit. But it seems like despite we get hold up a little bit by all the overtakes you have to make, we still make very good progress in this race. And these are the top drivers as well, because we are in the FIA races, where the level of competition is very high. So it seems like the Belgian in front of us goes to the pits, as well as the Danish guy. So can we make up some more positions? No, it seems like the Danish guy has already went out, so he's into P6. But still we have managed to gain a position from the Belgian, Filippo Calla, who went to the pit, so up to P8 for us. And in P7 right now we have Tiger Race. So can we still close up that gap? Our tires are very good still at this point of the race. It seems like we managed to gain a lot of ground towards the Jaguar in front. So still not over yet to go for P7. As we have the leaders also into the pits. Seems like Smokey has pitted as well. But I think he rejoined right in front of us. Yeah, it's P6, the graphic on the left says that he rejoined the track. So 2 more laps to go. What will this race still have an offer for us? But also onto the minimap on the right hand side you can see that we're not too far off of the leaders actually. I think they're about 5 or 6 seconds away from us. So it seems like we just managed to drive an awesome race to get back so many positions and also gain so much time back to the leaders. I don't quite know how he did that. It seems like Tire Race is also going to the pits. So can we gain another position? So you can also see Phoenix into the pits. So up to P6 it seems like. And on to the final lap we go. What a race this has been to go back up from almost last position back to P6. So now everybody has done their stops. I think it will be difficult to catch up towards P5. That would just be a little bit too much to ask, I think. So yeah, what a race this has been. Very fun to make up that many positions in the race. And also a lot of overtaking. A lot of action as well. So these are the races that you love to do the most as a driver or as a gamer. So it seems like the cars in front have finished and we managed to cross the line in P6. What a race this has been, very happy with that. Thank you guys for watching, hopefully see you next time, bye.